Beyblades come in a variety of attack styles, each designed to give you an advantage in battle. Attacks such as upper attacks, smash attacks, down smash attacks, and or barrage attacks. Every style has its own strengths and a unique way of breaking through your opponent's defenses. Mastering these techniques can be the key to victory, as every Beyblade has a weakness that can be exploited using one of these attack methods. With so many offensive options, attack-type Beyblades offer some of the most dynamic and versatile playstyles in the game, rewarding those who can adapt and strike at the perfect moment. However, most attack-type Beyblades are typically limited to just one of these styles, making them vulnerable if your opponent is specialized to counter your attack style. But what if I told you that there was a Beyblade so ingeniously designed that it could adapt on the fly, seamlessly switching between all four attack styles? A Beyblade so advanced that it also has a hidden ability, making you feel like the main character straight out of an anime. This is the story of the perfectly engineered Beyblade, Big Bang Pegasus. To give some quick background, Big Bang Pegasus is the third evolution in the Pegasus line, used by the main protagonist Jinka Hagane. Its predecessors, Storm Pegasus and Galaxy Pegasus, were portrayed as powerful Beyblades in the anime, often winning battles with overwhelming force. However, in real life, they didn't perform as dominantly. Many bladers found that the Pegasus line struggled to match its anime reputation, making it less effective in casual play. But that all changed within the third season of Beyblade when they introduced a new gimmick called the 4D system. With this, Pegasus was enhanced to take advantage of a new system, introducing several key features, especially in its new fusion wheel, Big Bang. Unlike previous fusion wheels, which were a single solid piece, the Big Bang fusion wheel is made up of 3 separate parts, each serving a specific function. The first part is the metal frame, featuring large metal wings that act as the main contact points in battle. Beneath it is the metal core, which has smaller metal wings that can rotate in between the gaps of the larger metal wings to influence Pegasus's attack pattern. Finally, on top is the PC frame, the red plastic ring that can also rotate in between the gaps of the larger metal wings, further affecting its performance. What makes this design stand out is how these small adjustments significantly change Pegasus's attack behavior. By rotating its parts into different positions, it can switch between multiple attack styles, adding more strategy to how it performs in battle.
So as you can see here, this wheel has a specific gap in between, this big giant gap. And the metal core has this little square blockage here that can fit inside this square hole, and there's 2 options. So it can lay right below this blade right here, making a huge gap, or if you pop it into the other hole, it sits in between, which pretty much covers the gap in between the 2 main metal blades. And the same concept goes with the red plastic PC frame. It has 2 square holes here, and it also has these square blocks on top of the big metal blades. And depending on where you place it will also determine if it covers the big gap or not. So for example, on this side, there is a big gap here, but as soon as I rotate it, now it's covered. And now when you combine everything together, it really depends on what rotation you have it on to determine the mode. So it's very cool because these have 4 separate modes that you can actually change, and they all add up to a very different playstyle. Now, going back to Mini-Me.
And in between all of these rotations, Big Bang Pegasus has 4 different attack modes, each determined by how its parts are aligned. And the first mode is called Omnidirectional mode. In omnidirectional mode, both the plastic and small metal wings are tucked inside, creating a giant gap between the main wings of the fusion wheel. This design concentrates Pegasus's weight and power into 3 key contact points, delivering strong and focused strikes. This mode is especially effective against mid-height opponents as it targets their fusion wheel directly, increasing the chance of a knockout. Its second mode is called Upper Attack mode. Upper Attack mode adjusts the small metal wings so it sits in between the main metal wings, which covers the gap while the red plastic frame remains tucked in. And if you look closely, this creates a ramp-like design, allowing Pegasus to lift opponents upon contact. And in this mode, you typically want to use it against mid to taller height Beyblades, as it can easily get under them to send the opposing Beyblades flying. By the way, if you guys like this video, please consider subscribing. We are so close to 100,000, and yeah, back to the video. Now, its third mode is called Smash Attack mode. In Smash Attack mode, the small metal wings are tucked back beneath the main metal wings, while the red plastic frame is actually rotated out to cover the gaps. This setup enhances its smash attacks as well as downward focus strikes, destabilizing your opponents and making knockouts more likely. And in this mode, it typically excels most against Beyblades that are mid to lower height. Overall, this mode offers a mix of power and disruption, making it a strong offensive option. Now, its fourth and final mode is called Barrage mode. In Barrage mode, both the small metal wings and the red plastic frame are positioned between the main metal wings, covering all the gaps and setting up Pegasus for rapid, continuous attacks. Unlike single-focused impact strikes, this mode gradually wears down an opponent's stamina, which is especially effective against defense-type Beyblades with relatively average stamina. As the more hits it gets in, it reduces the opponent's spin, increasing the chances of outlasting them. The options were relentless. As long as you knew what you were doing, you could adapt to any opponent that you were up against. With its ability to switch between 4 different attack styles, Big Bang Pegasus was one of the most versatile attack-type Beyblades of its time. Its adaptive design allowed it to take on a variety of opponents as long as you knew how to fully use Big Bang potentials to the fullest. But Big Bang Pegasus had one more thing to offer. It also had a unique ability that made you feel like you were a character straight from an anime. For reference, just look at this battle. In the beginning, Big Bang Pegasus is looking to find a fast knockout to secure the win early on as you need to as an attack type. But unfortunately, it failed to do so. The battle starts looking dim for Pegasus as it starts to slow down and will likely stop spinning first against the stamina type. But what is this? Pegasus actually just started to ramp up in speed, and it's not even faster than it was a couple seconds ago. It looked doomed for Pegasus at first, but it managed to use all of its remaining power to get one last knockout at the end. So what is this exactly? You see, Big Bang Pegasus also utilized a new 4D feature that wasn't just on its fusion wheel. It utilized a special 4D tip called Final Drive. Final Drive is a unique 4D tip that combines 2 separate modes into one, activating its gimmick through physics. It specifically utilizes centrifugal force. When Big Bang Pegasus is launched at high speeds, the tabs on the tip extends outwards, which reveals a plastic semi-flat tip. This provides a balance of stamina and controlled aggression, allowing Pegasus to move efficiently while conserving energy. However, as Pegasus slows down, the tabs retract, causing the plastic tip to collapse and revealing a large rubber flat surface. Typically, a normal-sized rubber flat tip would give a Beyblade high speed and strong grip, but the rubber portion on Final Drive is actually almost double the size of a standard rubber flat tip. This allows Pegasus to maintain explosive movement even at lower speeds, using every last bit of energy to deliver a final decisive attack. And that's what made Big Bang Pegasus such a well-designed Beyblade. Big Bang Pegasus wasn't just another attack-type Beyblade, it was a revolutionary design that pushed the limits of versatility. With its 4 attack modes, it could adapt to almost any opponent, giving bladers more strategic options than ever before. With its ingenious engineering and dynamic playstyle, Big Bang Pegasus solidified its place as one of the most iconic attack-type Beyblades ever made. It wasn't just about raw power, it was about mastery, adaptability, and the thrill of a final blow. So the question is Big Bang Pegasus the ultimate attack-type Beyblade? Well, that's up for you to decide, but one thing's for sure, when used to its full potential, it's a force to be reckoned with. But the thing is, that was just the start of the 4D releases. There are a ton of other 4D Beyblades that also had special gimmicks of their own. Gimmicks that would also surprise you in the middle of battle, and gimmicks that you would never think would have worked in real life. But that's for another video. And yeah, that's the end of this video. If you guys managed to get here, please consider subscribing if you haven't, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.